Hey everyone, I'm Bert from Immature Stoners, and this is Dabbing with Washington Artists. Come and get stoned with us as we sit down and smoke with your favorite local artists.
Hi, my name's Lauren Alexandra, and I have a show with the Mill on the 26th in Milton. Come on out and hear some original work, some guitar and some vocals and some songwriting, and Denny B is going to be showcasing his original work, so come on down and see us.
For today's series of dabs, we will begin our smoke session with a Terpy Slurpee, a cherry pie, and a peaches and cream. And we'll round out the session with the gelato cookies, a gelinade, and an limoncello.
Hey everyone, I'm Bert from Immature Stoners, and this is Dabbing with Washington Artists. And today we are joined by Lauren Alexandra. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you for making the drive up.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You ready to get stoned, have some fun?
Let's do it.
Excellent. All right, so today we are going to start out with some Terpy Slurpee.
Terpy Slurpee is an indica-dominant strain with an intense terpene profile of citrus and lime, and is known for its cerebral high that won't leave the smoker feeling couch-locked. We found a gram of these saucy diamonds at a shop on 156th Avenue in Marysville.
And then you can pull it to clear. There you go.
That's really smooth. Wow. It's so nice through the water, my friend.
Right?
I'm like, it's a whole nother experience. Oh, wow.
First thing we like to ask everyone, what role does cannabis play in your creative process?
It's like a fundamental, like a physical thing for me, because I broke my back and I've had 3 hernia surgeries on the front.
Oh no.
So being able to smoke is like, it helps me be able to play longer.
Okay.
Because I'm not in as much pain, right?
Absolutely.
So on like the fundamental, like medical standpoint, the physical standpoint, it helps with that. But as far as like writing and like the art, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like cannabis definitely enlightens that. And I mean, my writing and my composition happens late at night majority of the time.
Okay.
There's sometimes in the middle of the day I'll be like, oh, I need to write that down right now. I gotta pull over. I can't lose that thought, because it's really good lyrics, right?
Sure.
And sometimes it's right after I've gotten really baked, you know? It's like I'll just be a nerding out on something. Mm-hmm. My brain's just in that cerebral space, you know, especially with sativas.
Absolutely.
But I mean, it's just, it definitely enlightens you, I feel like.
Do you have any current favorite strains?
Okay, so for sativas, I really love the old school strains, like the Acapulco Gold and like a Maui Wowie.
Yeah.
Right? I'm very, like, I really love the old non-GMO type strains.
Okay.
Right? The hybrids that they've got going on and stuff now, there's some really great ones too, though.
Absolutely.
Like I was saying before, I really love Berry White.
That one's one of my favorites too.
It's not evergreen. It's a little white box. I can't think of the damn name of the company, but every time their Berry White is just like, it's so good. It's a live resin. It's just so clean, and it's a really good high.
Hell yeah.
Helps with both pain, but also like I'm not going, dang, I'm so stoned, I don't want to do nothing.
Yeah, and like the Berry White, for me, I use that for like when I need to go to bed, you know, when I know it's like, okay, I need to wind down so I can be comfortable enough to go to sleep. Yeah. You know, and that one just does it. You know,
it relaxes you a lot.
Yeah, gets you into that nice like calm lethargic
feel. I feel like I hear his voice every
yes.
time I buy it. I'm like, this is very wide, right? Because like super deep.
No matter what music you're actually listening to, it just starts shifting to that Berry
if you're
White,
smoking
like,
that Berry White, I'm like, I just want to start talking like him. It's so goofy, but exactly. Totally, man.
All right. So for our number 2 dab today, we have some cherry pie.
Cherry pie is an indica-dominant strain and is known for its distinct taste and smell of black cherries and its creeper effect that lasts for hours. We picked up a gram of this saucy wax at a shop on 112th Avenue in Arlington.
I don't want to take too big of one. Oh, that was so tasty.
You like that one?
That was so tasty. That one's so good though. The flavor. Wow.
All right. So the next thing we'd like to ask everyone, how has living in Washington influenced your sound or your process?
Wow, that's a good question. I mean, I've lived here for 11, going on 12 years. And I lived here for about 8 months in 05 and 06. And then I was like, it's raining too much. I'm from San Diego, where the sun comes out. So not having the sun for like 8 months that year, because it was literally like one of those record-breaking years that winter, where like you only saw the sun like twice in 3 months or some shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, so I was dealing with my own stuff, and I was like, no, I gotta get out of here. Like, I can't do it. It's too much rain, right? I ended up coming back, and it's been, Washington is just such a hub for so many styles of music.
It really is.
And it's such, okay, so I equate Western Washington especially, it's one of the probably top rank or matched with maybe one or two other cities in the world that are this diverse, culturally immersed diversion, right? And it's so beautiful. Like, everyone has all those influences kind of mingle, right? And there's just like, from, you know, I'm in a few different music scenes, and it's wonderful to see that cultural diversion. I think that really impacts my music, especially my relationships with my native brothers and sisters that are friends of mine from like the Puyallup tribe. And I wanted to also give honor to the Snohomish tribes, you know, that we're on their land. So
absolutely.
I want to like respect and honor them and give thanks for even just being able to be here on the land, you know. But yeah, so just like really the diversity in culture, I think, and the sounds. Like, there's punk rockers, and there's, you know, there's heavy metal. There's a big metal scene. There's also a huge EDM scene that I'm very much a part of. There's also, you know, I'm a part of like the more like rock scene in Tacoma area. But even just like, there's so many female artists that are so influential up here.
Well, they have House Bells up here.
Kathy Moore. You have Naja Monique, who's my dear friend and a model. You know, like, there's so many, really, Stephanie Johnson. There's so many beautiful, incredible like female artists that are very influential. You know, in what I think we all kind of feed off of each other, I guess.
That's awesome.
Right? That's how art works.
That's how it should be. Everybody should be kind of uplifting and feeding off of each other.
Well, you have to make it, right?
Absolutely.
But also, it's like just giving that respect where it's due. I mean, some of those names that I said are just like really incredible artists. Like, I very much look up to them, you know? It's nice to be in that kind of a melting pot.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I think it challenges you to be a better artist.
Agreed.
You know, so yeah, Washington's cool.
It is. So for our number 3 today, we've got some Peaches and Cream.
Peaches and Cream is a terpene-infused hybrid with a rich, creamy terpene profile, and it's known for its relaxing high that won't leave the smoker feeling incapacitated. We picked up a gram of this terp sauce at a shop on Center Ave in Tacoma.
Perfect.
It's just so clean out of there.
Right?
You know what I mean? Like, my asthma's like not even really I barely feel it. Which is good. I'm not taking huge hits though either, my friend, because I'm trying to pace myself right now.
All right. So you have a show coming up here on the 26th.
Yeah.
The Best of the Valley. What can you tell us about it?
It's actually at the Mill.
Okay.
Which is in Milton. Mill Steakhouse. My friend Jonathan invited Denny B and myself to come up there and play our original work. I might slip in 1 or 2 covers just because I like throwing 1 or 2 in there sometimes, but primarily original work. And it's just such an honor to, like, you know, have Jonathan, who's an amazing promoter, who's worked very hard to get where he's at. he just had a show at the Elks Temple at McMenamins in Tacoma that he helped produce and promote, and it just was such a huge show, you know, like he's really doing great, and to have someone of his level of like booking to say that like we're the best of the valley, you know, like that's what he threw on that flyer, and it resonated with both Dennis and myself, because we were like, wow, dude, that's a great like compliment, you know, like we just go and play open mics and stuff, like we play, you know, Dennis's band's played the valley already, but I mean, just to have that kind of a compliment, you know, when you're writing, when you're bearing yourself, like it's, those songs are from the heart, you know, those songs that we write that's our soul coming out.
Right.
So to have someone recognize that and like think that highly was like so humbling, you know, just really humbling. Like, wow, really? So yeah, the 26th is gonna be a lot of fun. We've got a lot of songs that we've been working on, and hopefully we'll have our violinist with us. So
that'd be cool.
Yeah, it brings a whole nother sound.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Okay, so we're here at the halfway point. How you feeling so far?
Pretty baked.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm
right.
trying to pace myself right now. Little hits.
You got this. So this one's not too heavy hitting. We got some gelato cookies here.
Gelato Cookies is a hybrid strain with a well-balanced cerebral and body high that comes on fast and lingers for hours, and is known for its terpene profile of sweet cream and berries. We found a gram of this butter at a shop in Capitol Hill.
Perfect.
Oh, my bad. Oh, that's tasty too. Man, just filtering through this water, this setup you have is just amazing. It's really nice.
All right. So, so you own Twilight Entertainment.
I do.
What can you tell us about that?
I'm just now going to be renewing my business license, and actually booked at a venue here in Kent. So I'll be starting in a couple weeks. And it's basically I can run either DJ or karaoke services for bars, private parties, events. I also offered wedding singing through it. But now that I'm like trying to play out more with just my original work, playing acoustic with some accompaniment, it's really like I'm trying to kind of move more in that direction.
Okay.
I do have one new contract here in Kent that I'll be starting in the next few weeks with that, where it's like a little steady income, but as far as like doing my originals, that's really what I'm trying to focus on.
Okay, beautiful. And what's your favorite kind of like, what kind of stuff you do when you're DJing? Like, what's your sort of your flair there?
This last couple weeks ago, I did more like 90s hip hop, R&B, and some gangster rap, and then I played some like, I don't know, it was a big mix. You know, I played some classic rock form, I played some country too, just felt out the crowd. They really had a great time. It was a birthday party. There was like 4 birthdays, I think, at this one bar. It was great. It was a lot of fun.
You know, some of the 90s pop is old enough now to be considered oldies.
It is. They call it throwbacks. I was like, wait a minute. I ain't that old yet. I'm not 40 quite yet. Don't put me in that box.
Not yet.
I'm like, don't age me. Quit calling me ma'am. I'm not even 40 yet. But I will be in like 2 months. So now I'm like, oh, I gotta work.
It used to bother me when I'd get called sir and shit. Like please don't.
I'm not too old.
I'm not there yet. I'm not sir yet.
Yeah, I'm not that old yet.
Definitely not.
Mm-hmm. But now I'm getting there.
All right. Are you ready for our number 5 today?
Okay.
We have some Gelinade.
Gelinade is a sativa-dominant strain with a robust terpene profile of citrus and vanilla, and is known for its tendency to leave the smoker feeling social and chatty. We found a gram of these saucy diamonds at a shop on Route 99 in Everett.
Man, that was pretty smooth too.
So who has been some of your biggest influence in your like vocal styles? What's some of your
Maynard.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I love
Nice.
Maynard from Tool. And like A Perfect Circle and Pussifer, like those are my favorite bands and have been my favorite bands since they all came out.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Since I started listening to them. But I mean, I was like a preteen and teen, really getting into Tool, and then A Perfect Circle, and then when he started Pussifer, this crazy dude came through the desert, because I grew up in San Diego backwoods, and this guy like shows up with this demo CD, and it's Pussifer's first CD.
Okay.
But it was like a demo of it. And he's like, here, this is unreleased. They're about to drop. And I was like, what? And he was like, do you want it? Because he knew how much I loved Tool. When I was like, I think I was like 15 maybe.
Okay.
And he just gave me this CD, and I was like, it changed my life.
That's great.
You know, I was like, wow, this is some next level shit.
Yeah, I got dragged in because I heard that song, The Humbling River.
Humbling River is one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
My favorite songs ever. Such a beautiful song.
And Maynard is kind of an interesting person just in general. Like,
Yeah,
his whole
beautiful.
wine business thing is really cool.
Yeah. He's just a really beautiful soul.
Absolutely. How about other modes
I
of...
would say like Tori Amos.
Okay.
In her songwriting and in her like her vocals. I definitely Bjork. I've definitely like very much tried to mimic Jewel, Bjork, and Tori Amos.
Okay.
Like as my top 3 female singers. That and like maybe Ella Fitzgerald, right? Those are like the female singers that like I would emulate to like teach myself to sing.
Okay. And how did you were you professionally trained, or did you learn by yourself, or?
My dad was a singer.
Okay.
So since I was probably about this tall, maybe a little bit taller, I was with my dad at the American Legion post up in Julian, California, and he'd be singing like Frank Sinatra and
Oh wow.
Elvis.
Okay.
To a T, sound just like him.
Nice.
And I grew up around that, you know.
That's really cool.
He taught me to play piano on the old player piano at the gold mine. It was like one of those old-fashioned 1800s model pianos, you know, that like you could wind it up and it would play some songs.
Oh shit.
Or you could just jam on it. And he taught me like the old boogie woogie blues and stuff. So I mean, those were like the moments where I got introduced, you know, in music as a little kid.
Okay.
Being around that, and then singing with my dad. I'd sing some Elvis with them sometimes, you know. But I started like performing, playing guitar and singing regularly on weekends since like about 15.
Okay.
Pretty much.
That's really cool.
12 is when I started learning guitar.
Nice.
My friend Wade Wiley.
Sounds like a comic book name.
That's his name. He's you know, he's a dear friend of mine. Anyways, he lent me a Les Paul, a 1969 Les Paul. The thing weighed 50 fucking pounds.
Jeez.
I was 12, like, oh my god, this is huge. But I would just play like little riffs on it. He'd teach me little stuff, and a couple other friends of ours in youth group would teach me some different stuff, and I just started teaching myself guitar.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's an old heavy guitar just to lend to somebody.
And then it was like he had this little pig nose amp that was like this big, but had a little pig nose on it, right? And that's what I'd practice on. And I'd just sit there and play like Zombie by the Cranberries over and over and over.
Nice.
You know, thinking I was cool. Just learning.
All right, so for our number 6 today, we have some limoncello.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Limoncello is a sativa-dominant strain that won't leave the smoker feeling amped up or overly energetic, and is known for its terpene profile of lemon zest and bitter cherries. We found a gram of these sugar diamonds at a shop on 88th Avenue in Renton.
I've got a baby hit. I think I'm gonna hit it one more time.
Absolutely, go for it.
Do you mind?
Not at all.
I was cautious.
We thoroughly encourage anybody to smoke as much as they need to. Enthusiastically.
Thanks, man. Here you go.
Feels great. We like getting people stoned.
Yeah, no, that's really good though. So I wanted to hit it again. It was so tasty.
So you released the song To Those That Have Gone Before. Sorry, it was a long one. To those that have gone before. which has some intense vocal and chord progressions. Is there a story behind this song that you're willing to share?
Yeah, it's kind of a sad one.
Oh, let's hear it.
But it's, you know, it's just part of life, and it's a good story to tell. So I began writing that song when my cousin and my auntie passed, because it originally just had like that one little hook in it, and where, you know, anyways, it just talks about like people that have passed. And so I'm just saying to people right now, like, if you love someone, let them know, you know. Don't ever leave something where you go to bed and you're if it's someone you love, don't like leave it unresolved. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, because when you go through like really tragic loss, I'm a widow from murder, so when you go through like that kind of, and that's Sunny when it says Sundog and Ray and Rayanne, that's my son's father, Sundog, and then his mom passed already too, so I include her in that. But it says basically we're gonna go fly kites with them again sometime. Hopefully like our souls will be reunited, you know, but that's just my way of like processing some of that death. There's another name that's Amadeus in that song, and then my mom, I say Nana CB, because we lost her about 3 years ago, well, almost 4 years now. So basically it's like a memorial song for all the people that I've lost that are really close to me, and it helps me like process, I feel like, some of the trauma from the murders, because my nephew, he was murdered here in Kent. And wow. He's from my son's tribe down in San Diego. And his murder is a cold case. My son's father, his murder is a cold case. And they're both Indigenous men, you know, and that's something that, like, the missing and murdered Indigenous population in like the United States it's a pretty high statistic, you know. It's pretty sad that there's so many cold cases.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? And I definitely am trying to be active in helping, you know, bring justice to not only my family but others, you know. So that song helps me process that kind of stuff. I just kind of lay it bare on stage and just let my voice like take it away, you know.
Absolutely.
It helps me release that, so it's good medicine for me. That's what we call it.
That's great.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming today.
Yeah,
it's been a lot of fun. Hopefully you had a good time.
I totally did.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining us today. Make sure you click like, subscribe, share with your friends, and hit up Immature Stoners for your stoner apparel need.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Stay high, guys.